See, I can see you under this bar, and you look over the bar.
Yeah, this is how it goes. So, hello.
Hello.
This is our first episode of what we're tentatively calling How Did I Get Here?
I don't know.
And the rest is history.
Okay.
I mean, we're workshopping it.
History's yet to be made.
Well, I mean, at the end of a story, sometimes you say, and the rest is history. So that could be the ending of all of the stories we're going to give.
If this is the ending.
I mean, of the story we're going to offer.
Okay.
Okay. So,
I'm with you.
so I'm Mr. Young, and this is Mrs. Camire.
Hey.
And we teach at Oak Hill High School. I teach English, and she teaches
Social studies, largely U.S. history and like government.
And one of the things I've done here over the years is to be a part of our MELMAC committee, like, MELMAC, at Oak Hill. And so years ago, we created these T-shirts like this one. This one on the front says, "My journey to Oak Hill includes working at UMF's Writing Center."
Nerd.
Yeah, this is true. I'm a nerd. And so the back looks like this. You can kind of see that kind of thing right there. And so we wear these shirts on occasion for our assemblies and sort of give kids a preview of our story. Some kids have the opportunity to talk to us about them and ask questions. But we thought we'd do a sort of podcast series to give more room for these stories and talk about, like, hey, what did you learn? How that happened? And how'd that end up getting you here? So mine, again, says that I worked at the Writing Center at UMF. I was actually talking to a student today about college writing centers and how those things work. But yes, mine's nerdy. And whatever, you can make fun of me for it. I don't mind.
Yours is like pro school and mine is anti-school.
Yeah, we're pretty kind of opposites here, aren't we?
Mine says taking a gap year.
Yeah, so I went right to college, like I knew what I was doing. I don't know if that's entirely true, but I definitely had a plan I was enacting right away. And Mrs. Camire
Did not go to college, did not have a plan.
No.
Did not know what I was doing.
But we did end up at the same college.
Yep.
At the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so as a launch to our show here, we're going to kind of interview each other. We're going to end up, I think, being sort of co-hosts of this thing, or at least try to, if we can get along long enough.
I mean, we're practiced at getting along.
We've had a few years. Definitely a few years of that. So let's see how it goes.
Okay.
Anyway, so you mentioned a gap year.
Yeah.
I suppose first off, in case people don't know what a gap year is, what's a gap year?
For me, a gap year was just not going to school. Like, I did not want to go to school after high school because high school was just a horrible experience for me. And I knew that if I had gone, I would have failed. So, but there's this kind of romantic idea of a gap year where I'm going to go hitchhike across Europe. No, it wasn't
a backpack,
that.
Right?
Yeah.
Take some trains.
No, it wasn't that. It was get me out of town, get me out of Maine. And the only outlet I had was my sister she graduated college the same year I graduated high school. And she had a house off campus where she was living with a whole bunch of her friends. And I said, I'm moving in with you.
And you moved all the way to?
Marietta, Ohio.
Ohio.
Yeah.
Not Ohio.
It is not Ohio. Just like it's not Oregon. It's Oregon.
Yeah. So good to know. So that way you can blend in.
Well, I needed to. I said Ohio once.
One time.
That was it. It's not Ohio. It's Ohio.
And so what did you do there? For this year? I
made friends. To survive, I worked at Subway.
Subway.
I became a sandwich artist,
You did.
and I was darn good at it.
All right.
I am a sandwich artist.
What was your favorite sandwich to make?
I mean, no, it would be a creation of my own.
Okay.
Like,
It's like just the Nikki.
yeah, which is all dependent on my mood.
Okay.
Yeah. I did try to introduce the Sam's Italian to people from Ohio.
How'd that go?
Well, it's all about the bread, isn't it? The Maine Italian sandwich, because an Italian outside of Maine is like salami and pepperoni and ham and Italian dressing and hot peppers and...
Are they called Italians?
Yes,
other places?
they're
Okay.
called Italians. Depending where you're at, but an Italian sandwich with ham and cheese and pickles and green peppers and tomatoes and onion. I mean, that's a pretty skimpy Italian sandwich. So I tried to introduce it to this one regular customer. He was a mailman. He came in every day for lunch, and he's like, I don't know what I want. I said, let me teach you my favorite sandwich, except it's all about the bread.
It just didn't work.
No.
So, met a mailman, made some sandwiches.
Yep.
And what did you, I guess, if there's things about this idea of a journey, you went to this gap year.
Yeah.
And you ended up here.
Yeah.
What did you learn? What did you do?
Okay.
What kind of, in this case, led you back to education?
Yeah. So graduating high school was extremely challenging for me because I was a smart enough kid to do the work, to
Sure.
get the grades, but I was a lazy procrastinator. And I always thought that my friends also were not doing their work. Because we would hang out after school and we'd get into some trouble and whatever. And then I'd see them in the morning and we'd go to class. And the teacher would say, okay, take out your homework. And my friends took out their homework. And I was like, what? No. I thought we had this pact.
Right. I thought we were together.
We were just screwing off the whole time.
Right. We're boycotting this. We're in this together. And yet they just weren't.
Yeah.
Did you feel betrayed?
Not betrayed. I felt like I was just an idiot. Why didn't I just do it? If they're doing it, why didn't I do it?
Gotcha.
But I was also stupid in that if I did not like the teacher, I would not do their work.
So you did that thing where you hurt yourself to try and punish them?
Nose, face, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Because, I don't know. I mean,
For those who don't know,
self-centered.
the phrase is...
I cut my nose off to spite my face. Yeah. I was, like most teenagers, thought that I was right all the time. And if this teacher was a jerk, then I'm going to be a jerk right back.
Okay. So not in a good place to so finishing high school was hard.
Yeah. Oh,
No worries.
how did I get to my journey?
Well, you're fine. That's how journeys work sometimes,
This is actually
right?
with the Subway story. I was working with a woman. She was like in her 40s and had been working at Subway for like 15 years. And she called me no brain from Maine. She hated me. And I hadn't done anything at all.
That you think.
That I think.
Yeah.
You're right, right?
I mean, who knows?
My 18-year-old eyes. Who knows? She called me no brain from Maine, and I said to myself about her, like, who are you? You work at Subway. And that's when it clicked, like,
You also work at Subway.
holy crap, like this could easily be me in 15 years. Like, what am I skilled at? I'm not skilled at anything.
Well, you made some sandwiches. But what else?
If I wanted to stay at Subway,
Sure.
and I think that's why she didn't like me, because they gave me the keys. I shut down the store. They basically kind of made me an assistant manager at 18.
Yeah, that happens sometimes.
So I don't think she liked me for that, really.
Yeah.
But that is when it struck me. This woman who called me no brain from Maine was right. Like, right. What am I going to do? What am I skilled at? We have so many kids here that are so fortunate to have grown up learning a trade.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they are darn good at it. And so them not going to college right right away or at all, in many cases, you're going to be just fine. You're going to be great, right? But I had no skills.
No tangible skills.
No tangible skills.
Yeah.
My dad was a teacher. My mom was a nurse. And those are the only two things that I thought I could do. Because I had not entered construction at all. I had no experience with that. I had no experience with engines or motors or anything like that. Nothing.
Right.
So it was then that in Ohio where I decided I probably need to go to college. And that's when I started applying for college.
And came back.
Came back to Maine. Our lease was done. We weren't going to sign on for another year. So came back to Maine. And I applied to different places. I got accepted to a college in Canada where I really wanted to go, but I couldn't afford it because Quebec wouldn't give me financial aid unless I'm a resident.
And the exchange rate wasn't good enough?
And, well, the United States wasn't going to give me federal money to go to school. Or at least I didn't know about the programs that you could apply for. So I really wanted to go to that university, but I didn't. I applied to Farmington, and they looked at my high school transcripts, and they said, you're risky. You're kind of risky. How about you take some community college classes first, see how you do, and then try again next year.
I know that. So you went to CM a bit first?
It was called UMLA. It is UMLA.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So it's kind of a branch of USM.
In Lewiston.
And it's in Lewiston, yeah. So I took some UMLA classes and did well. Did well enough for Farmington to say, sure, come on.
That's not so risky anymore.
Not so risky.
Nice.
Yeah.
So your path took you to college eventually.
It was hard, yeah.
After you did some growing up.
It definitely, like, I had to want it. And I know in my heart that had I gone right after high school, I wouldn't want it.
Makes sense. I mean, like, the time frame that I want to use is imposed, but I don't really mean that. Expected of like, not everyone matures at the same time.
Right. And my brother, the brother who's the youngest, I'm the youngest of the family, but he's the youngest brother. He went to college. He graduated a year before me and went to college right away, and he flunked out.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, just the idea too of having to be mature enough, not even just the education, but also living on your own with limited guardrails and also do classes and things and have this freedom. It's hard enough living on your own sometimes. Never mind taking care of like schoolwork and homework, and sometimes you need a break.
Oh, I needed it. What about you, nerd?
Me.
Well, I am curious, like, why did you pick, because you could have put McDonald's.
Oh.
Why did you pick the writing lab for your shirt?
So, a couple of things. So I made the shirts.
Yeah.
So I got to see what everyone else had. We asked people to choose 2 or 3 things to put down. In part because we didn't want everyone to put down the same thing. Mm-hmm. In most schools, I think in Maine at this point still, if you were to ask them where they went to college, it's largely UMF.
Right.
And we were afraid that was going to be everyone's shirt. And part of the initiative for this, right, is to try and demonstrate to students that we all have different paths. You don't have to have success just one way. Trades, as you mentioned, is a great way to find success for your future and your future family and all the things we're looking to have you do or hoping you can do. And not everyone went to college right away. Some went to service. Some did these really odd, weird jobs.
There's the grave digging one that Mr. Bush
grave digging, which is awesome.
That's a good one.
Yeah, and so I had the opportunity or the job, I guess. So I designed these T-shirts purposely with a spot that we could customize for everybody.
Yeah,
and I wanted to make sure they were different. I don't remember, but I think someone else had McDonald's already.
Oh, okay.
And I was trying to like choose something. Mine's kind of lame and nerdy. It is, but it fits me pretty well. But I was trying to figure out something that would fit people enough where I was hoping students would go up and talk to them.
Yeah.
And some do, right? And some have been like, tell me more about that, or that's funny, and just say something. So Mr. Carney and Taco Bell, which we'll interview Mr. Carney soon enough. So, trying to pick through different things. And for me, one of the things that thinking about back on my college time, one of the things I did a ton of and spent my time focused on was every single class I could and every single opportunity I had available to me was all about being an English teacher. So every elective I could take, I took an English course. Every job I took, this was one of my jobs at the Writing Center, was about building my resume to become an English teacher. So, so a Writing Center on campuses, most have them in some form or another. They are a drop-in service where you can be sent sometimes, not always as a bad thing, sometimes as a bad thing, where a professor can encourage or make you go to get help on your essay. Students can elect to go, and students, in my case, I had to go through a course. That was kind of how you got, how you became able to be an employee there. I took a semester course about teaching and writing of teaching, which made sense again for becoming a teacher.
Yeah.
And so I spent hours at this job. At the time, this little rundown building. They've since demolished it and put a nice new building there. And hung out and read people's papers and walked them through.
That's so funny because
peer editing. I just peer edited.
It's funny that you knew exactly what you wanted to do even when you were in college. I remember thinking, well, I'm either going to be a physical therapist or a teacher. Because, like I said,
Sure.
that's the experiences from my parents. Even the very first time I met my mentor teachers, I did my student teaching at Oxford Hills. And I went in to their department meeting to introduce myself. And even then, after 3.5 years of majoring in secondary ed, I said, I don't know if this is what I want to do.
Yeah.
And then,
So in my way of becoming an English teacher, sort of my larger path of it, I didn't want a trade job. Not that there's anything wrong with the trades at all, but the people in the trades that I saw in my families, what's that?
They age quickly.
Well, they aged quickly.
Their body
They didn't.
breaks
They
down.
also didn't own their own businesses. They never worked their way up to being managers. They were laborers, and I didn't understand that at the time. So when I thought of trades, I thought it was my great uncles, especially, who would have been, if I was 16, 17, 18, they would have been late 50s or so, and couldn't stand upright.
Yeah.
Looked at their shoes. They had broken their backs
Right.
and so for me, I just didn't want that and didn't understand. Now I tell kids, like, being a tradesman is awesome. Just beware, like, especially thinking about like just construction. Like, if today you're holding a shovel, how many years is it going to be before you're in the truck? And then how many years before you're holding the clipboard? Like, you want to make sure you have that progression, because holding that shovel for 40 years is tough, right? So, and I didn't understand that at the time. I've since done other jobs during summers in college that I understood that better later. So we had at the time in high school, like a interest survey thing we did. I think it was called like CRI maybe. And based on what I was good at and what I filled out, I had 2 responses. 2 teacher or lawyer. And law interests me in many ways, but it's a lot more pressure in some ways, depending on what job you have for that. And I don't know that I want that. I work enough as it is. I'm kind of a workaholic in many ways. I can't imagine what it would be if I was a lawyer.
My 8th grade science teacher told me that I would make an excellent lawyer. And I wish I had listened to him. Because all I would do is argue.
Yeah. Who would have thought?
Who would have thought? But I really do, because the law is so fascinating.
Yeah. I'm always interested, and I wish I'd pursued it for. I really find it interesting where sports and law interact.
Yeah.
Where's the line between something happening on the court that's just a foul, which really isn't a foul, could be an assault.
Why isn't fighting in hockey an assault?
Yeah.
Don't tell me it's part
of it. Depends on where it is. Yeah.
No.
It's culture. Yeah. So, I leaned towards teaching. I was pretty good at all subjects in school. Didn't necessarily love math, but didn't hate it. I got to trig calc in high school. I did okay. I did physics and biology, senior year, AP Bio and physics as a senior. I didn't need 2 sciences, but I like science and whatever. And it was like, but I like being able to have conversations that are windy and wieldy and get to different things and pull in all these different reference points. And so I was like, history or English, humanities kind of thing. And then I realized, which is still very true, I don't like dates.
Wait, date?
I just don't do well with dates.
Oh, dates.
Dates.
So I was thinking going on a date with a girl.
No.
And then I was thinking the dried fruit.
No, I don't like. So, and back when we were in school.
I have this scratch right here. It's really driving me nuts.
Yeah, right. Back when we were in school, it's changed now. I mean, things are more concept-based at times, and but it was very much driven by when did this happen, depending on the teacher that I had.
Right.
I had anyways, and so I did not want to gravitate towards conceptually understanding history and knowing how things interacted was fine, but thinking I might have to be in charge of dates. I don't even do dates now. I know next Wednesday and Friday. I know a week from Tuesday what's going on, but I don't know what the number is.
Yeah.
Other people know all of them. That my brain just has never.
I'm pretty good with remembering numbers.
Yeah. So I mean, I can remember eras and sort of time periods in a roundabout way, but and so English ended up being that's the thing. I loved reading as a kid once I found that one author.
That's something where I was a very stubborn student as well. And that's what I mean by I needed to want it. I needed to want to go to school. I would get so frustrated in English class when I was assigned a book that I hated. I hate this. Why am I reading this book? It's awful.
Yeah.
And no one will ever convince me that Jane Austen is good. I'm sorry. And I'm struggling through Gatsby, Mr. Young. I'm sorry.
It gets better. Where are you so far?
I've tried to read that book 5 times as an adult.
Have you gotten past chapter 3?
Past what?
Chapter 3.
No, I don't think I have. Is it 40, page 40 or something?
Once you get past that, it gets better. It gets easier. Fitzgerald has a very he's almost bratting with his writing style. He's just full of himself, and then he can't maintain it throughout. So it gets easier.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'll have to try it again. I mean, I obviously have to try it again.
And it's worth saying, English teachers hate authors too. I hate Hawthorne. I just don't. He's full of himself. He's pompous. I don't care. His symbolism's too obvious.
Awful.
I like Hemingway.
No.
But it's right. I mean, and I think no, you're fine.
But that's what I mean by I
yeah.
was a stubborn student
Yeah.
because I think I read 3 books in all of my high school. And that's kind of, I suppose, exaggerating because I did experience Pride and Prejudice and I did experience,
Sure.
these really terrible books that I paid attention in class, essentially. Did I read it cover to cover? No. Did I read parts to make sure I got the assignment done? Yes. Did I pay attention in class and can I remember things? Yes.
Yeah.
But books that I read were Huckleberry Finn, Lord of the Flies, and Of Mice and Men.
So I had the opposite experience. I read all of them except for one. And the one I didn't read, I had to read in college.
What was it?
Wuthering Heights.
Oh, that one's awful too.
I did the best I could. I was doing all this college admission stuff at the time, and I read what I could and skimmed parts of it and made I got through
one
it.
And Pride and Prejudice were in the same year.
I had to read it again in college.
I did get into Shakespeare. I loved Shakespeare.
Yeah,
that I really loved.
It's.
But when I decided to go to college, it was after I read a book on my own. Like I went to the Marietta Library
in Ohio,
and I picked out a book and I read it, and I was like, that wasn't so bad.
See, so for me, I had a friend, an acquaintance in middle school, hand me Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
And the movie hadn't come out yet.
Yeah.
And I read it cover to cover, and then went to the library and read everything else he ever wrote.
Michael Crichton?
Yep. There are still a few things. I'm listening to one right now in the car because he wrote under some pseudonyms.
Yeah.
At Harvard, he didn't want anyone to know he was an author.
Huh.
Why? Because
what was he at Harvard for?
Become a doctor. He created ER.
Oh, I knew that.
But he didn't think I was listening to an interview the other day. It was the preface of the book. They were reading an interview he had done. Then there's a very small amount of writers that make it as a living. Mm-hmm. So he didn't think he wanted to do that. He wanted to be a doctor because he knew he could make a living off of it. And didn't want his professors, though, to think he wasn't serious about being a doctor, and thought if they knew he was writing, that he would have a problem, that they wouldn't take him seriously. Mm-hmm. And so eventually he got good enough that he wanted to take a semester off to be an author. And they were like, he won some awards and he had to show up himself to get the awards, even though he's running under different names. Mm. So he wanted to get a semester off. I'm like, well, writing a book is a hard job. Have you done it before? Like, do you know what's involved? And he's like, I've written like 12. But again, like this illustration of like, how do you choose your career? How do you get to where you go? And Michael Crichton, who's one of the most successful authors of all time, between movie properties, television properties, he wrote Westworld originally. Yeah. The movie, which is also a TV show on HBO later on. He wrote the original Twister. Oh. Like he didn't know he could be an author. Yeah. He was gonna be a doctor instead because that's what he thought he could do. And the point of the shirt, you sort of see over Miss Camire's head, is that a graphic is windy with different destination points on it. Like we don't know how we're gonna get there. You mentioned, like for me, the college thing. Part of the allure for me to go to college and become a teacher, even still, was I remember my mom graduating from college when I was in 6th grade, and she got an associate's degree, which was huge for her and huge for our family. My mom was divorced, and at one point worked 3 jobs. We saw very little of her, and I remember she graduated and then got like a real job worth like 9 to 5 hours. Yeah. And then we benefits. Had benefits and like weekends off, and we could go on vacations, and they weren't extravagant. We went to Disney with some help from people. Like I didn't realize how many people have chipped in to make that happen for us. We went camping a lot, but we still had family time, and she was home, and we had home cooked meals. Yeah. And we had cable. And it seems...
When did you get cable? How old were you?
I would have been like 12 or 13 maybe. I didn't have six kids in the family though, whatever.
Yeah.
I mean...
it was a while before we got cable.
So, I remember like, just a bunch of different things that, looking back on things, when you're a kid, you're kind of oblivious to certain things and don't know necessarily how much your parents are struggling. And you look back on stuff and you're like, wow, this was an issue and that was an issue. And then you start to put things together. Super thankful for my mom and what she did for us. And but I did realize at the time, like, she went to college, and it could have happened if you had done like some sort of training thing too, right? It didn't matter what it was. It's like she went to the school, got a degree or certification, had some certifications too. Then got a job that allowed her these benefits, and my life changed.
Yeah.
And so
that's what you wanted.
Very much wanted for myself, but also was very inspired by the idea of I can help do that for others. And so, like, going to college to become a teacher, I had my doubts and moments, like, can I do this? Like, can I be good at it? Some days I like that still, because it's a hard, complex, weird job at times, but definitely had a passion for trying to help make people's lives better.
Yeah.
Which is definitely what I saw in my own life. So
that's funny because I wanted to be a teacher. I decided on teaching instead of like physical therapy. Not to help kids in the long term, but to help kids just in that moment of senior year. Like, senior year sucks. Senior year was the most depressing year that I just wanted to give up. It was just, I didn't go to school. I would leave because here's the other thing. I'm the youngest of 6. And so over 8 years, I watched every single one of my siblings leave the house. And so growing up in a house full of people to it just being me. And that was super depressing.
Sure.
And then I have all kinds of social issues senior year. My friend almost dies in a car accident senior year. And it just totally blew up my social bubble.
Right.
And everybody was different. I was different. And I just hated it. And it was 2 teachers that just encouraged me, go to school, just come back. You're going to be here tomorrow, right? Stuff like that, where that's when I said, I want to help. I want to help kids just get through that moment.
It'll be curious to hear as we go through things with other teachers through this process. Like, it's been my kind of experience that teachers either become teachers because of a teacher they really loved and wanted to emulate, or because they had teachers that they hated and were like, I can do better than that. And so I'll be interested, like, what that percentage is, perhaps.
Yeah.
I had some great ones as well. Like, I think hopefully everyone does. But my mom was really kind of the big part of it for me as far as that. Mrs. O probably as well. Probably
that is why I chose my gap year on my shirt also.
Yeah.
Just to let kids know, listen, it's okay. It's okay to take a breath, figure it out.
Well, I think it's important. I mean, I think, I just saw you in the hallway that day and said, hey, you want to co-host this thing with me? But thinking about what your shirt says versus mine, like in some ways, polar opposites.
Yeah.
Not quite
Pro-school, anti-school.
Right. I mean, gung-ho, let's do this thing, to like, maybe not, maybe never. Oh, I'll put my toe in.
In my time. Let me like.
Which I think is fair. I mean, I think
first.
There's a lot of students who. There's a lot of pressure, right, to make a choice based on what you're supposed to do at times, and not always what's right for you.
Yeah.
And I mean, I feel, like when you leave high school, you have two things to spend: money and time.
Yeah.
Right. And you can earn money instead. Maybe you can earn money while you go to school. But if you're going someplace and doing a thing and you hate it, you're wasting your time. If you have a better place to, right now, it's part of the end game, and the end game is really important to you, and it'll be okay. Like, you can suffer through it. I mean, there are courses I had in college that I didn't love, but were part of. I had to get that checkbox taken care of, and you just do it. Like, why I needed this course or that course? I had to take weightlifting.
Right.
Right.
Why do I have to take a gym class in college?
I had to take weightlifting.
Stop with that right now. That's just a money racket.
Like me, weightlifting. No.
Listen.
No. That's at least no.
Do you know how I got out? Because that is just a money racket.
You played golf.
I made it up.
Yeah.
I went to my whoever in the registrar's office.
They made my brother try to do yoga. He can't sit
cross-legged.
Crisscross applesauce meatball on your lap. That's what you learn how to call it when you have little kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can't do it.
Yeah.
You had to get excused. They're like, you got to try. And like, I can't do the first position. I can't do the first thing you want me to do. But yeah, I mean, but you have time to spend, you have money to spend, you can earn more money.
$700 I had to pay for that course.
It's tough to earn more time.
To say that, okay.
And you're over it, aren't you? But yeah, so I think if we leave
Some things are just dumb. I'm sorry.
I hear you.
Even in school today, yes. Even in school today.
Hey, somebody thought.
Why do we make?
Somebody thought that's smarter than we are. Or at least has more power than we do and made decisions.
Right. Ding, ding, ding. Yeah. That's it.
But I think, if we are successful with this podcast series, we're going to learn more about teachers and their paths to the same place. I think there's I make fun of it in my classroom. Like, I say, like, you all think I was birthed wearing khakis and a polo shirt, like, or whatever, a button-up shirt. Like, no, like that's not at all. And I sometimes I show them a picture of me as a kid their age, long hair, baggy pants, and whatever else. And so our paths here weren't straight necessarily, or obvious. And it's okay. There's a lot of pressure when you're trying to figure out stuff. There's a whole wide world out there. Take a deep breath. It'll be okay. We all the adults in this building found their way here somehow. And along the way, you might get some cool experiences that help you when you get there.
Yeah.
And when in doubt, ask your guidance counselor.
Oh my God. They're wonderful. And I was just thinking about how much they do to try to help you find your interest. I feel like that wasn't the case for me. Like,
you
took surveys. I didn't take any surveys.
I'll tell you this story real quick. I had a confluence of events for a while, so I wanted to be a teacher, but wasn't sure how my parents were going to pay, or my mom was going to pay for college, or if we even could. Wasn't sure about scholarships at the time, and so I almost went in the Army. Right. It wouldn't have been good for me. My son's in the Navy now. It's a great choice for him. There are multiple factors that make it a good choice for him. For me, it would not have been. It just would have been bad. He's smarter than I am in a lot of ways that matter for that. I don't
see you in the Army.
No, thankfully I didn't either long term. So I was signed up. I did MEPS. I did all kinds of stuff, and then was able to skedaddle and not actually go. So, but my guidance counselor didn't ask me about the decision at all. Didn't really press me about why or what, or reasons for it. Didn't ask me about backup plans or why I was suddenly choosing things. Or he told me that he learned that if he typed really fast at the time when he went in the service, he could do an office job and not have to be on the battlefield. That's all I remember about the conversation. And so
I don't even think I had a conversation with a guidance counselor.
I definitely wasn't well served. Well, I think it was a different job back then. And so, we have a great staff here, very knowledgeable. And also part of this also is to have the students maybe be a little more aware to ask teachers about their journeys and their opinions, because we've been through stuff.
Yeah. I was just asked yesterday, what else, if you're not teaching, what would you want to do? And it would have to be something outdoors.
Yep.
And if it's outdoors and I love history, I think like park ranger would be so cool.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Park ranger, some sort of tour guide.
Yeah.
Some sort of like lived experience thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be sweet.
I mean, I think the thing too is it's also worth saying not all of us will be teachers forever. Right? I mean, a fair amount of teachers don't stay teachers for 40 years. I might not. Who knows? But even after that, even after retirement, teachers also find other part-time jobs and other stuff. So, we're still learning what we liked as well. I mean, you certainly weren't as outdoorsy as you are now when I met you.
No, because I didn't even really know that world. My parents never went camping. We never went camping. The camping we did was sleep in a tent in our backyard until it was too dewy and cold.
Just go inside.
Yeah, we just went inside.
Yeah.
And that was about it. That was the only camping we ever did.
Yeah, so I mean, and I bring that up because like we're also changing and figuring stuff out and going through decisions and looking at different options, and that's also why our graphic fades off in the distance. I don't know when.
It makes me think of like magnetic north versus true north. Like magnetic north is always going to pull you away from, what you really are meant to do. And all kinds of factors pull you away. Boyfriends or girlfriends or family or husbands or wives or kids or
the economy,
geography, the economy, right? There's all kinds of things that pull you away from what truly you're meant to do. So as long as you can adjust for that declination.
I use some big vocab words.
I know, right? I just learned them.
Awesome. Any last thoughts before we wrap up today? Other than you've been a great guest and a great host.
Well, likewise, Mr. Young. I appreciate it. No, this is good. I like talking about this stuff, and I hope that I don't know. I just want kids to be confident.
Yeah,
that's it.
I think I would share the same. I think the point of the t-shirts, the point of the stories, the point of us sharing these ideas is because we want the conversation. We want to help whatever way we can, and know we're a resource. It's not as if anyone should just ask one person their advice when you're thinking about the future. Ask a bunch of people, and hopefully we can be some of those people.
Yeah.
Upcoming, we're hoping to have, in no particular order, we'll see what happens, but Mr. Clark and Mr. Carney come up shortly.
Oh, they're going to be great.
So
That'd be sweet.
I'm interested in learning more. I feel like I know a couple of things, but yeah.
Mr. Clark, I know a couple of things about Mr. Carney because we've been working together a long time. But Mr. Clark.
Yeah. So we'll be back here at some point in the future. I don't know how staggered these episodes are going to be. All that kind of stuff. Publication, we're going to figure that out as well. I don't know if it'll be just YouTube or some Spotify and YouTube, or if you're going to be listening or watching, or a bit of both, or got some distribution things to work out. But it is part of our hope that we'll have some listeners to these things, some viewers to these things, and get the word out there that as long as you figure out, I would say, as long as you're moving forward,
Yeah.
you're moving in the right direction.
Yeah.
Even if you get pushed backwards, but you're still pushing to go forwards.
Yeah.
We're all good, and we're behind you.
Ditto.
All right.
All right. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
All right. I'll see you.
See ya. And to end right, and the rest is history.